Hey guys, I'm Hannah, joined by Claire, Jaden, Ruben, and Sean. Today we'll be going through the process for the recrystallization of benzoic acid. First of all, we need to be aware of safety during this experiment. As always, personal protective equipment such as lab coats, safety glasses, and gloves must be worn during the lab. When using benzoic acid, it is important to handle with care and be careful to avoid inhalation while it is dissolving, as this can cause irritation. While charcoal is low risk, it can be irritating to the skin, so make sure to handle with care and avoid contact. There are no major concerns with distilled water, but it is still something to be aware of in the lab. While using the hot plate and hot water, ensure they are not left unattended and to wear a heat-proof glove. General care should be taken while handling glassware, as breakage can easily occur and cause cuts. Should a breakage happen, make sure to alert the lab demonstrator. The chemicals used in this lab are impure benzoic acid, decolorizing charcoal, distilled water, and ice. The other apparatus used in this lab is a 250 ml beaker, two 250 ml conical flasks, a funnel, 11 to 12 centimeter filter papers, a Buchner funnel, a watch glass. To perform this experiment, about 100 ml of water is brought to the boil in a 250 ml beaker. 10 ml of deionized water and 1 boiling chip is placed into the 250 ml conical flask and heated to boiling. 1 gram of impure benzoic acid is added to the 10 ml of boiling water. Small amounts of boiling water are added to the flask to help with dissolving the benzoic acid. Once the benzoic acid is completely dissolved, the solution should become colored. It can then be removed from the heat source. About 1 level teaspoon of decolorizing charcoal is then added to the dissolved benzoic acid solution. After the charcoal is added, the solution can then be returned to the heat source to continue boiling. A funnel fitted with a fluted filter paper is placed into the second 250 ml conical flask. The filter paper should then be wet with 1 to 2 ml of deionized water, then placed on the heat source. The hot benzoic acid solution is then poured slowly into the funnel in order to be filtered into the second hot flask. Once all the liquid has passed through the funnel, the flask can be removed from the heat source. The funnel can now be removed from the flask and the flask set aside so that crystals are allowed to form in the solution. Once the flask has cooled to room temperature, it can then be placed in an ice bath to assist with crystallization. Crystallization should be complete once the flask and its contents have cooled down to about 4 degrees Celsius. A Buchner funnel fitted with a pre-weighed filter paper is then used to separate the benzoic acid crystals from the rest of the solution. Vacuum filtration is then used to remove the majority of liquids still in the crystals. Finally, to remove any excess moisture from the benzoic acid, the crystals are placed on a watch glass, which is then placed into the oven at 80 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. The crystals are then weighed to determine the yield of benzoic acid obtained from the original solution.